states of Nigeria. All over the world, Umu Ada Ndigbo is scattered everywhere. Also my personal NGO, Nigeria Grace Mission International, also does a lot of charity work year to year for the past 16 years. If yeah, 16 years.
Great.
And Umu Ada have been in existence since 2009.
Oh, great, great.
And the charity we do is regarding empowerment of women and the youth, and helping our youth to be the best they can be, and our women to be the best they can be, and to be the future generation, the future Obama of tomorrow. That's what we are raising. And then a lot of charities have been done in Nigeria, which I will be talking about when I get to that time.
Definitely. Tupee, do you want to introduce yourself now the way you want to introduce yourself?
My name is Tupee Taylor. I am a lawyer from Liberia, a business entrepreneur, a humanitarian, a philanthropist that caters to women, the need of women and children. And it's a pleasure to also let you know that my name, I'm also a chief in Nigeria. I'm also Osodieme from Ibagwanike community in Enugu State.
Wow.
Yes, and it's a pleasure to be here. And I want to thank Peter for the opportunity to connect women of work, to get together and share ideas to see how we can empower ourselves and empower other women holding each other's back.
Yes.
So it's a pleasure to be here.
Okay.
And I look forward to talking to you all and getting to find out what you do and what we can do to empower each other and empower those that are downtrodden, those that you don't see on TV, those that you don't hear about, but those are the unsung heroes or heroes or heroines that we all can put our hands together to help. So it's a pleasure to be here, and I'm very happy to be on this panel.
Thank you so much, Tupee. Kryshun, it's your turn to introduce yourself. Let's hear from the Queen of Dallas.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kryshun. So I work both in finance and risk management. I've also done consulting for mental health and substance abuse agencies when I lived in Atlanta. A lot of what my nonprofit would like to focus on as we're, pivoting into some new sectors, we would like to get into, our mission is to kind of partner with African agro industries and grow. So we would like to grow, mill, process, and get into helping develop some value chains in the agro sector. Today, I'm going to be presenting about some of the pros and cons of that and some of the challenges that we've had trying to do that. But basically my experience and practice has mostly been in risk management and insurance in the last 10 years or so. And so I'm excited to be here as well. I'm excited to meet all of you ladies and to see what ideas we could come up with today. And thank you, Peter, for inviting me as well.
Okay, thank you for being here. Right now, Mercy, can you come in? Hello, Mercy. Hello?
Yeah.
Oh, good. This is Mercy Alexander. He is a top TV producer in Nigeria. Mercy, whose picture are we saying? It's supposed to be you.
Yeah, but can you see me now?
Yeah, we can see you now. So.
Okay, I actually asked some friends to join. So
No
maybe
problem.
they are the one who are coming in and stuff like
Okay.
that from Nigeria.
Okay.
I asked some top female friends of mine in Nigeria to also join the chat.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Mercy is the executive producer, and presenter of the Gallery TV show in Nigeria. She's done interviews with up to Nigeria's vice president, the top police people, just the top politicians, senators, and all that. So, Mercy, can you just give us a brief introduction of yourself?
The virus is paying off despite
Hello, everyone. My name is Mercy Alexander. I'm from Nigeria, Delta State, and Ukwani local government to be precise. I base here in Nigeria, Lagos, and I am the MD CEO of the Gallery TV. Also is a program on NTA Network 2. And I have my NGO called Mercy Alexander Foundation. We do quite a lot of things. We empower the kids who go on the street to discover young children and give them their basic education, which is the most important things. And I'm also a media entrepreneur, like Mr. Peter Rock has already said. I've been opportune to interview top government officials, both here in my country and in other African countries. So I'm happy joining you all here. I hope we take this whole chat to a business level where we can help a lot of people in the society. Thank you all.
Thank you so much for being part of this virtual conference. Basically, we started the U.S. Africa International Women's Day Conference as part of the International Women Week. We all know that March is devoted to women worldwide. We started this event in 2017 in Dallas, Texas. And since then, we have moved to Las Vegas. We've had quite some important women who have come. In 2018, we had Chief Mrs. Piti Atiku Abubakar, the wife of Nigeria's former vice president, because she has an NGO that is 20 years old now. It's called Woodclef. Woodclef has been in the forefront against women and child trafficking. In fact, when she started in 1999, a lot of places did not know about human trafficking. Also, last year we had Mrs. Tabitha Karanja from Kenya. She's about the richest woman in East Africa. She's a woman who is in a mill business. She owns a distillery where she makes drinks. And as of today, her business is worth at least $400 million. Those are the kind of women we brought for this event. Though unfortunately, we're supposed to do this in March and physically seeing each other. But I guess God has some other plans for us all. COVID came and we have to readjust. But it's good. At least we're getting to meet each other online. Thank God for technology. So without much ado, we'll just start with the presentation. We'll start with Adwoa, who is the current Miss Nevada Africa. So Adwoa, let's hear you.
Okay. So I had a PowerPoint. Am I able to share my screen?
Sure. Let me see. Let me see if okay. Okay, check. You can share the time.
Okay, let me see. It says it's disabled.
Is it disabled? Okay, let me allow you
It's-
to
Let's see, let me read it.
let me allow you to share it. Okay.
Okay. And if it's not, it's okay. I can.
Can you share now? Check.
Okay, I think it's allowing me to.
Okay, great.
All right.
Good.
Okay, is everybody able to see?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, first off, I know I already did a brief introduction. I'll go into a little more detail. So my name is Adwoa Fosu. I'm from Las Vegas, Nevada, by way of Accra, Ghana. I was actually born in Ghana, and then when I was 9 months old, my family moved to Massachusetts, and then we moved to Las Vegas because my parents could not stand the snow. I'm a registered nurse. I've been working as a nurse for about 3 years. I have experience in med-surg, maternal child health, and currently I work in HIV, and I can add COVID to that list too. I have a lot of different hobbies. I like to run, read, write, travel, and I'm the first ever Miss Africa Nevada 2020.
Thank you.
So the Miss Africa Nevada pageant is organized by the GK Folks Foundation, and it's a scholarship program that's focused on culture and diversity. The pageant is held in Utah, Idaho, and Arizona, and for the first time this year, it was held in Nevada. And it's been around for a while because Utah just celebrated their 10-year anniversary. For the different portions of the pageant, we had to have a traditional outfit from our country. You had to have an outfit that was designed to look like your country's flag. You had to perform a talent, answer an onstage question, and also have an interview portion. You also had to promote a platform during your pageant run. And so my platform that I came up with is called I'm Power. The purpose of I'm Power is to educate young women so that they can advocate for themselves and make the best decisions for their minds and bodies. And the way I came up with this platform is from 2018 to 2019, I worked for a program called the Healthy Start program. And it was a home visiting program where we nurses would go into the homes of young women. They would be as young as 15 years old or as, I don't want to say old, but up to 45 years old. And they would either be pregnant or have young children. And we would be there to offer them support, education, and just emotional mentorship. One thing that I realized going into these homes is that a lot of these moms had unbroken cycles. They were minorities, they had low income, and a lot of them didn't trust the medical field, and so they didn't seek prenatal care. And so if we weren't going into their homes, the first time they would get any sort of medical care would be when they delivered in the hospital. And according to the CDC, minority women are 2 to 3 times more likely to die from pregnancy-related causes. And so all of that together sort of stemmed my passion for women's health. Another thing that I noticed going into these homes is that minority families see sex as a taboo. So there's not a lot of education on birth control resources or where you can go if you're pregnant, who you can talk to. And like I said earlier, there's a huge distrust in the medical system because there aren't a lot of providers who look like them. So that's why I came up with the platform of I'm Power, and I have 4 different pillars. The first pillar is sisterhood, and I hope to achieve that by having monthly circles where we discuss, how to have healthy relationships, how to just support each other and help each other grow, because too often we beat each other down. Education is the second pillar, and I hope to achieve that by having industry professionals come in every month just to discuss their field. So that could be either mental health, primary care, we could have OBGYNs. I just want to bring the best people from each field to come and talk to the women in my platform. Philanthropy is another pillar. I've always believed that giving back to your community is the best way. And so I would choose a project each quarter, whether it's gathering supplies for a local hospital or donating to organizations that help with sex trafficking. I just want us to have a focused project. And self-advocacy is my last pillar, because the main goal of this platform is to educate these young women so that when they go to the doctor, they know what questions to ask, they know their rights, they know where they can go for help. In the long term, I do hope to transition this program to Ghana. I did a little bit of research, and according to the 2017 Maternal Health Survey by the Ghana Statistical Service and the Ghana Health Service, sexually active unmarried women ages 15 to 49, 31% of them use modern birth control. So I think that's a great opportunity for me to go in with my platform to do more education about the usage and the different methods that are available. 1 in 5 women in Ghana, age 15 to 49, have no education. So I think it would, again, be a great opportunity for me to go in and just provide them with their options, because as women, we have to know that we have different options out there. And some good news is that 98% of the women aged 15 to 49 who had a child in the last 5 years before the survey were able to receive prenatal care. So it's good to know that the health of pregnant women is taken into account in Ghana. My goal is just to make it more mainstream and to help women know that if they are not ready to get pregnant, they don't have to be, essentially. I am open for questions, and my email is here if you have any ideas or if you want to collaborate. Also, if you're on Instagram, you can follow me at Miss Africa Nevada, and on Facebook, Miss Africa Nevada, organized by GK Folks Foundation.
Thank you so much, Adwoa.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for the lovely presentation. Does anyone have a question for her?
Not a question, but an interjection, just to say that listening to Adwoa, the statistics and all of what you just explained sounds just like what we have in Liberia. I think basically, Africa as a whole.
Excuse me, Tupee. Please let me just say this. Please, if you're not talking, please mute yourself so that your background sound does not disturb what we're doing. Thank you very much. So Tupee, continue.
So like I was saying, Adwoa.
I think she's muted.
Unmute yourself. Tupee, with
yes. Great.
I'm saying,
I was trying to get it together.
Yeah, people who are not talking are the ones who are to mute themselves so that.
Yeah, but sometimes we get so excited, and basically we have the same system and the same problems in that, like 85 to 90% of the women are illiterate, and they don't have the opportunities that we have to healthcare facilities, to empowering themselves. And so there's a lot of work that we have to do to encourage them or to empower them to what you call it, to access or tap on these opportunities. If we can give them these opportunities to tap into and to empower themselves, because what we're talking about basically, it was about women empowerment, socio-economic progress. Are you getting me? I'm sounding like,
yes.
Okay. And so we as a people, we have to do what we can do to empower our people on the continent.
Yes.
And I think we all have the basic things that we need to do is to help our people. And if we can get assistance from anywhere, that'll be more power to us.
Most
basically,
definitely.
we all have the same background, and I think we have the same issues, basically, on the west coast of Africa. I don't know about East Africa, but I know Ghana is right next door to Liberia, and we spend more time there. I had a niece who was there doing some projects and working, you know, to help people and empower women too.
Okay.
So
no,
it's a good, I commend you for what you're doing, and I look forward to working with you and see what we can do to help our people.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And another thing I've noticed is that our people respond best when it's their own people helping them. So it's
Exactly.
really good to see that we're all here with the same mission.
Okay, I'll ask you one question.
Yes.
Right now, do you have a registered nonprofit for these projects you're doing?
Right now, no, it's not registered. Of course, COVID came in and did a lot. So a lot of my focus right now has just been working. But since the year's almost over and things are getting a little better, that's the plan.
Okay, because what I'm saying is we can be of help if you're registered as a nonprofit. We can help in seeking grants. We have access to lots and lots and lots and lots of charities that support a lot of things in Africa.
Okay,
So,
that would be amazing.
yeah, we'll be talking about that over time. All right.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Next on board, Kryshun. Kryshun? Oh, Kryshun has gone to take tea. Okay, can we have Madam Chief Lady Agude make a presentation for us right now?
Well, I thank you again, Prince, for the opportunity you have given me to mingle with my African women and my heritage. It's an honor.
We thank
You
God.
know, and I know you know that my work is so vast, and it will be really hard for me to narrow down everything that you put on my plate to discuss today in 10 or 15 minutes. So I did some work, and I want to know how, if after today I can send my write-up for every one of us who will want to know more about Umu Ada Ndigbo and my occupation in philanthropist and my work as an entrepreneurship. But today, I'm honored that you gave me to see this beautiful woman, the lady from Liberia, Nigeria, our Miss Africa, and then a lot of people are watching us today. I want to shout out for my family, and my family comprises not only just my immediate family, my children, my husband is on the line, but Umu Ada Ndigbo and the great Umu Ada Ndigbo in diaspora and all the friends and everywhere are watching us today. So it's an opportunity for us to share our rich cultural heritage. And I'm happy the first speaker talked so much about what she was doing or what she's currently doing in Nevada. And hopefully we will work together and push it to Africa where the needs are today. So because I am an entrepreneur and a healthcare practitioner and a woman empowerment leader, I've already introduced Umu Ada Ndigbo to you guys, and my Grace Mission, my NGO in Nigeria that does all this work on humanitarian help. So because of that, I'm just going to narrow all the healthcare system to our youth, because today, like I'm seeing Miss Nigeria, it's not about us anymore, it's about our children and how we're going to raise these wonderful children for the better serving the community and our future leaders of tomorrow, right? If you agree with me. So I want to focus on the children when I talk about the empowerment, which I have been richly endowed in my belief. So I start with the healthcare system, how I wangle into getting involved with helping our people and then getting all these women, focus on this vision that God given me about empowering women and the youth and helping our community. It started 2006 when my father died. And I see this so much poverty in our country and then Nigeria. And I think many of you must have known that. I think I have to really say it. I'm from an Igbo origin of Nigeria, and I'm a proud Igbo woman in every ramification. So when I went to Nigeria to 2006, I saw the needs. And then I know the healthcare system we have is not in either weak or not strengthened because of the governance and the leadership in place. And all of you know the many of philanthropists, humanitarian organizations that have been trying to help Africans. And in many ways, I know about groups and all that. But it came into me that the reason why I'm not in the United States is not just for me, but to give back for what God has given me, which is giving me life, giving me family, and giving me a community. And some people don't have a community, but I do have. So I started thinking, how do I help my people? That's when the fact of humanitarianism came into my mind and philanthropy. I said, okay, I'm in a healthcare system. I can go back and give. And I started giving back And then, but I thought it's over, just giving my own little whatever I can. And then Umu Ada Ndigbo came on the road of that in 2009. And I will tell you, from that on, everything about empowerment, getting women to understand the power they have in themselves and how they can change their community, not just as a one person, but the entire community, because it takes a village to raise a child. So we started this empowerment and we go on and on. So, and then that empowerment comes with a vision. What is our vision? Is to empower women to be the best they can be and have interest in the development and empowering of our children, knowing that they are our future Obama of tomorrow. And then on that way, we also want to talk about everything regarding the family, where marriage is sacred, where husband and wife live in harmony and respect of one another and raise their children in the fear of God. And that's where the battered women and helping people who have been in abuse, have been battered in marriage came about. So women helping women. Prayers, we have this spiritual gift that many of us are into ministry. So Umu Ada Ndigbo formed a ministry, and then from that ministry, we have done so much in it. Then in 2017, it came into our mind again and said, okay, let's go to Nigeria. What can we do? We have so much need in Nigeria, and we head to Africa. 7 Igbo states speaking Nigeria. We covered it up within 10 days, giving aids, giving all we can. Not only just aids, we are giving them medication. We are also having doctors evaluate their members in the community. We also went into the point where we went adopting some centers. Now, Umu Ada Ndigbo have centers in almost all Igbo-speaking states. We have, in Enugu State, we have Oji River that we are also adopted as where we also giving them, anybody knows about civil war of Nigeria, know what happened with the Oji River, where the blind, the lame, leprosy, place. They don't have anybody who can help them. So Umu Ada Ndigbo is there. We went to Abia State. We adopted Uzakoli Leprosy Center. And up to today, that center is where we will build our long-term goal, which is building a cassava mill industry. The first ever humanitarian in Africa in Nigeria will be done in that center. We have all the opportunity to do that because we are working with the center on a daily basis. Our women in Umu Ada Ndigbo in Baltimore adopted the center. Then we went to Imo State, adopted a developmental delayed children, we call it special aid tertiary in Olu, where Umu Ada Ndigbo built and took care of them and built their what do you call it? Their centers and put chairs in their facilities. And now it is one of our centers. We went to Anambra State. And then we adopted an orphanage. We have an orphanage in Africa, and that orphanage gets AIDS every year from Umu Ada Ndigbo. We went to River State, and then we have elderly home that Umu Ada Ndigbo also adopted by the Umu Ada from Bay Area of California. Then we also went to, well, I don't want to miss them because all of them are all scattered in Nigeria. We went to, well, which another state I'm missing? I think I talk about River State. I talk about Delta State, Imo. I talk about Abia State, and I talk about Enugu and Delta. We have a micro finance women that we set up businesses. About 5 women are running their business now. We thank God because of Umu Ada Ndigbo. One of our members donated sewing machine. And our goal is to teach these women not only to feed themselves, because if they're able to learn new skill, they will use it to help their community and that life. And every of these things is personally donated. We are a non-profit organization. We don't have anywhere to make money, but the women are doing all these contribution all by themselves and taking it back home. Then we went to Abakaliki, where we had so many women, young children, women that are children, but they are mothers, had babies when they were so small. And they were in a hostage where they cannot go home because of they can't pay their bills. Umu Ada Ndigbo went in 2017 and paid all their bills, gave them food and all that. Those are another center in Abakaliki, General Hospital in Abakaliki, that many people don't know. What we have as an individual living in a civilized world, and we can give it back through this initiative of non-profit organization. The good thing about Umu Ada Ndigbo is a 501c organization. I want a partnership with all of you, including our Miss America. I want a partnership with our Liberian women and in Nigeria. There is so much power in women. There is so much we can do out there. You don't think your skill is nothing. You have innate gift to help one another. I will close this up to say 5 things about youth empowerment, because that is something that really dear to my heart. The reason why I want to tell you about the youth empowerment is that whatever you are seeing today, either in Nigeria or in Cameroon, or Liberia, or South Africa, unless we powered our youth to be better than what they are today, our future is not guaranteed. Our generation is not guaranteed that things is going to change around. So I want to talk about that youth empowerment because Umu Ada Ndigbo have embedded it in their objective. So what I want to discuss to you today is what have we done in terms of the youth empowerment, and where are we want to take our youth to go? None is, how do we make our youth empowered so that they can be a greater citizen of our community and of course into our environment, our community of wherever we live, and then to be able to be the leaders of Africa or America, no matter wherever they are. So the first thing is, in 2017, 2015, Umu Ada Ndigbo developed a scholarship fund where we were giving scholarship to the first university students to go to university, about 10 of them, through the Inland Empire chapter. They organized a fund, and they all contributed those money. When I talk about, I heard Prince talk about there is a grant there. That's what Umu Ada Ndigbo is waiting for, because our women are tired of trying to raise money, take care of themselves, and take care of their whatever they're doing, and then continue to contribute to Umu Ada Ndigbo. So we're looking for grant, and we're looking to partnership with anybody who have the same vision we have, which is helping to develop Africa, especially our country, Nigeria. So there's ways we started. And then the first thing is to create an awareness of African heritage. We started teaching our children how to understand our language and how to learn the culture. And by knowing the culture, they will be out of the environment. So our goal today is to be able to use the platform we have today to get the children into technical school, where we give them scholarship to go to technical school. With that technical school, they learn skills, technology, and they will be able to help themselves. Today, you know that the richest people in the world is not 50 years, 30, or 100 years old people. They are children in their 20s. Why can't we do it with African children? Yes, we can. We give them scholarship, we find grant to send them to schools where they can learn to do the best thing they want to do. Then the second thing is to create wealth, creating wealth with our children. Let me tell you, one thing that we all want to do is that we want to encourage our children to be doctors, lawyers, and MBA and whatever. Let me tell you, today, because I have my own children, they're not into day-to-day running office work. They want to own their own business. They want to be a boss of their own. So how do we do it? We want to first of all teach them about the value of money through finance and how to manage money. When they know how to manage money and know how to prevent from being on the street, they can help one another. And when a child is empowered to do what they want to do, then they can go out there and help another one, and another one will help another one. And then it takes just one child that you taught how to manage money, understand the value of money, to take it to the next one. Then the next one is that I call it a rat race. And many my children, they don't want to be answering to nobody. They want to be on their own. And therefore, if we don't want them to be hooked up in day-to-day running of job and all that, when we teach them about finance, when we teach them about how to better themselves, they take it from them. Then we want to talk about enhancing productivity and production. Not only teaching them how to make that money, but we want to make sure they understand about productivity and, running around doing activities is not productivity and it's not production. You want to make sure you are living an example for your children to follow. If you go to work late, if you think what you are doing doesn't matter, I can do it, whatever, your children learn. They say, what monkey see, monkey do. Whatever you do, however you model yourself is how your children will see you. If they see that you're a hard worker and they see the productivity, what you are doing, and you are producing that and making a better life for them, they will want to do what you're doing. But if you don't, then they will not going to imitate you. So don't be surprised when they want to sleep till noon. Don't be surprised when they think that, you know, going out there is a sin, because they don't see you hard worker, or you are working, but you are just making it because you have a job to keep. What can you say to yourself today? How do I give back in all the richness God has given me? And then we want to stop, fight the surge for crime and drug abuse. All this is only online. If they know, you give them scholarship to go to school or grant to go to school, you are able to create wealth, let them know the value of money. We don't teach our children about money. We know we can get the money and we give them, and they have no clue what money is. And they are finding out that their counterparts of Americans or around the world are so rich. And they say, why our African people only depend on doing crimes and doing scam? Because they don't understand that we can get our children to be millionaires as age of 20 years on about. In the 20s, we can get them, but we got to teach them all these principles I'm talking about. Then the last one I'm going to talk about is actually, how do you stop the unemployment? Unemployment within the African are more prevalent than anywhere in the world. Everybody's begging for money. Everywhere is begging for money. You go to Nigeria today, the majority of men and women who are in their 30s doesn't have a job. They are counting on their parents to make, and I even see some people who will talk about their father's wealth. I mean, honestly, I think it's bizarre for an old man to be talking about what their father did. But what did you do? So how do we stop all these unemployment? The unemployment can stop by empowering our youth to be the best they can be in anything they take interest. I used to fight about my children being doctors, being nurses, being a minister, being whatever, until I started learning myself. I learned that if you allow a child to be what that he wants to be, he will give you the award. And that is, I'm in a technology in my house right now, thank goodness, because of my children, because they're living their life. I'm not influencing them. I'm not telling them what to do. They are living their life potential. And if we want to give our children a full life potential, who are our future generation, let them be who they want to be, and you get the best of them. Thank you.
Thank you so much, madam.
Oh,
That was a very, very awesome presentation.
Yes.
We're quite, we're quite,
Right on, my founder. Right on, Chineke.
oh my God, yeah.
Right on. Right on.
so, basically, madam, like I told Adwoa, it's a good thing that Umu Ada Ndigbo is already doing quite a lot of work in Nigeria, in Africa. Of course, grant is always tough to get across to, but everything depends on the way you approach it, the timing. We have quite a huge database of organizations that give grants, and the amount of grants and all that they give. So definitely, this is one of the reasons why we have a lot of women who are empowering women and empowering the youth, so that we can look for ways to work together for a common goal. which is the growth of Africa. So thank you again for that wonderful presentation. At this juncture, let's take on Tupee Taylor, the great woman from Liberia. Tupee, what do you have for us? Let's hear you. You have to unmute yourself. Unmute, we can't hear you. We can't hear you.
I think you have to unmute her. You unmute everybody.
Yeah, that's what I've asked to unmute her. She has to do it on her side too.
I think she added headphones, so they may be trying to switch over to the headphones that she's
Exactly.
using now.
You can log in.
Okay.
Let me see. Okay, yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay. The team here today is about collaborating with other partners, overseas partners. I am a lawyer and also an entrepreneur, a mother to many children. What we do in Liberia, because we had a civil war for 14 years, and the infrastructure, everything was destroyed. So Liberia is starting from ground zero. But we are a resilient bunch of people, especially the Liberian woman, very hardworking. They take on any job. What we do as female lawyers, I am a member of the Liberian Female Lawyers Association. And we have a program called Access to Justice. We do go into the hinterland or outside of the city, and sometimes in the city, where we try to even give women the rights, let them know the rights to live as a partner to their husbands. The access to justice, and also because during the COVID, we noticed that there was a lot of rape in Liberia. For the last 3 days, Liberia has had a big protest. They're protesting for the last 3 days to give awareness, or for the government to do something about rape, because rape is on the increase. And we have our local women who live in villages. We also go there to empower them, to talk to them, and see how we can develop them, give them skills, or help them to, you talk about, what you call it, these microfinancing, we do that for them. I'm sorry today, Peter, I told you that the Liberian Marketing Association woman, the president of the Liberian Marketing Association was supposed to be here, but she couldn't be here today for other reasons. I also am a member of an organization called the Nimba Women United for Peace and Reconciliation. Liberia, after 40 years of civil war, we've had so many problems, from the neighborhood to other communities. There has been fighting and people not coming together. So what we do as an organization is to come together and bring peace and reconciliation. And we have done it we have 16 counties in Liberia. Liberia is a very small country. We have 5 million. The population of Liberia is 5 million, only 5 million. Very small. It's even smaller than one state in Nigeria.
No, not a state. It's
a little city.
Like
Yeah.
part of Lagos.
Oh my goodness, I hate to say that, yes. So we can learn a lot from you people. And so what we are doing is to partner with other people who have access to a lot of things to come to Liberia. We invite everybody to come to Liberia. Liberia is open for business now, but we want as Africans to partner together. Let your problem be my problem. Let my sister from Nigeria know that I have a problem in Liberia. She can help me. But everything our sister said, those are some of the structures we're trying to build in our country. We're trying to talk about vocational education. We talk about women empowerment. We're talking about empowering our kids to know how to use money, because some of the kids do not know how to use money. They think because their parents have money, so they can use money any kind of way. And so we try to educate our children to do those things. We are trying to also talk about women being victimized in Liberia. We have a tradition where in these interiors, the women have no say. I'll tell you a little story. When we started going to these villages to talk about access to justice, the chiefs in these villages were very angry at us. They said, oh, you people have come from the city to come.
Hey, Tupee. Oh, I think we seem to have a network.
Can you hear me?
Okay, yeah, she's back. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was saying about our relationship when it comes to access to justice for our indigenous women. We go to these villages. When we go there, the men in these villages are not very happy to see us because they say, okay, you lawyers have come again and you're trying to instill into our women to give them ideas that they have rights. When you leave from here, we have problem with our women. So we're not welcoming you here anymore. So what we did as a group and the organization was to go to them and say, look, when we enter the town, we ask for the chief. Where is your chief? And we try to talk to them and say, look, we're not trying to change your women or to make them more independent where they're going to disrespect you. We're trying to help you, because if your woman is empowered, when she has a little business, because you go in the village and you see somebody, you give them a little microfinance, they have the loans, they can build a shop. And that helps the husband. And when they saw things changing, they started cooperating with us. So that's one aspect too of empowering our women.
Okay.
But we want to, listen, we want to partner with our sisters from other parts of Africa or even the world. I know, Peter, your organization has a lot of Black Americans who have asked and want to know more about our country and who wants to do business with us. We are open for business. We are open to doing things with our other sisters to make things easier. Liberia, I don't know. Liberia, I'll tell you a little bit. We have a close connection to America. Liberia just celebrated their 173rd birthday. Liberia is 173 years old. I think it's the oldest in the African, on the continent of Africa.
Yeah.
Some of our forefathers, Liberia got their independence from the United States in 1847. So you hear names like Taylor, like Holmes. We are truly connected to America, but yet we are unique. We have also our African tradition. So we don't forget that aspect, but we are open to our sisters. We're open to sisters from everywhere. Liberia needs all of the help they can get. Liberian women are so resilient during the war. They stood up to the men. They were the breadwinner. And so we are here to do business, and we are here to partner with our sisters. I continue to use the word partnership because I think basically that is what this conference is all about. So I'm happy to be on this forum, and you may ask me any questions you want to know about Liberia, and I'll be free to tell you. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Tupee.
Yes.
Thank you for a wonderful and brief presentation. For instance, which area do you think is the best for people who want to like invest in Liberia, actually invest with Liberian women?
We have agriculture. Liberia is blessed with some of the lush green land you can find in Africa. I think we have the highest rainfall in the sub-region. You can throw a peanuts or orange seed on the ground and it will bloom. That's how fertile our soil is. We also have, we are rich with mineral resources. We are rich with gold. We're rich with diamond. We're rich with bauxite, iron ore, a lot of things. So like, yeah, and we can do a lot, but we need the people. Fishing, fishery. So,
yeah, actually.
Can you hear me? Somebody just.
Yeah, what I'm asking is this: Africa Informer, we are planning a business tour,
right,
to West Africa next year, October, November. We hope to bring a lot of African American, Caribbean women and men who will be interested in investing in Africa. So we're looking at Nigeria, Ghana, and Liberia for the visit. At least we have about 14 months to plan it properly, because it's going to be like a 10-day business tour of these three countries. So definitely we'll work with you and your organization across the next 14 months so that you can coordinate a lot of the things in Liberia, Monrovia, and wherever you believe the entourage can go to. Hopefully we're looking at least 10 to 20 business people from the United States and Jamaica. All right, Tupee, thank you so much. Kryshun, are you ready?
I am. I'm so sorry. I wasn't available before. Hi, everybody again. My name's Kryshun. So I guess I can give a brief bio about myself and kind of what I'm here to talk about today. I do have some questions for Tupee as well after my presentation. Tupee. Sorry, Tupee. So I'm from Atlanta originally. I grew up there most of my life. I moved to Dallas about 5 years ago for a promotion. And in that time, I'd worked in mental health and substance abuse. And so a lot of the work that I did there was consulting for companies that were billing government funds basically to pay for these services. So making sure that they had their programs, that their programs are running according to the government standards and that they were providing the services. So substance abuse counseling, mental health counseling, those kind of things. In that, I also developed and helped to manage a program where we partnered with the courts in Fulton County. And so what we did was take women and men who had mental health diagnosis, and instead of them serving their time in jail or prison, they would come to one of our homes, either the women's home or the men's home, where we would give them anger management counseling, just, you know, one-on-one therapy, drug counseling. We would also teach them basic life skills. And I hear that that's, you know, some of the things too. So I think, you know, life skills was something that they were missing out on, and as well as vocational rehabilitation, you know, which would include finance management and that kind of thing. After, you know, working some time in that industry, I transitioned over into risk management and finance, where I'm currently working. In that time frame, I did open up, it's a nonprofit for-profit hybrid. Our 501c3 application is currently pending, so we hope to be able to receive grants in the future, but right now we are looking at working with, you know, some private capital, and partnering with you know, some people that I know that are interested in investing on a much smaller scale, so developing smaller projects for them to invest in. So Urban Evolution, basically majority of our work has been consulting up until now, but we're looking to pivot and focus more on the agriculture and education sector, specifically in West Africa as of right now, but we're kind of open to whatever countries have people that are willing to partner with us. You know, I think in my time in, you know, in my adult life in Atlanta and Dallas, I've run into a lot of people in, you know, not only African Americans, but people in the Africans in the diaspora that are also interested in investing and getting into the agricultural sector, or want to invest in their home countries, but just really unsure about how to do that in a safe way, and in a way that kind of makes sense. And if we're being honest, and in a way that's investing, right? Because, you know, one of the things that I would like to see us get away from is more of the giving and more of the empowering side of things, right? Where we're not just giving our money and using it as a donation, but truly empowering them by giving them the skills to continue to generate those funds on their own after that initial capital influx. So initially we had been focusing on some of the bigger markets like Nigeria and Ghana. Obviously there are challenges that come with being a foreigner trying to enter those markets. I think one of the main things is how big those markets are, right? So there are a lot of moving pieces. There are a lot of people that you have to get approvals from, and some of those people may or may not be giving you approvals with the correct authority. And so I think that's probably one of the bigger challenges that we've had in trying to make the transition into getting into the agricultural sector. So what Urban Evolution's mission is as a nonprofit for-profit is to become a leader and partner in the African agro industry by growing, milling, processing, and manufacturing various agricultural products. Our main focus at this point in terms of research has been on maize, yam, and rice. But we're also interested in doing community empowerment, in bringing in you know, trained professionals to teach the locals how to use, you know, the mechanized equipment, and giving them access to seeds and those kind of things as well. You know, some of the pros to entering the market, and I think investing in Africa is not a hard sell. It's the, am I actually going to get a return on the investment that people have questions about, right? So you know, as I'm selling them, you know, projects to investors who are talking to me, you know, it's an emerging market, so there's a lot of opportunities. You know, there's a large labor market. We talked about, you know, some of the other panelists have discussed the unemployment rates and the need for especially young people to have something to do with their time. Fertile land that is largely undeveloped in a lot of areas, and, you know, just being able to create job and skill creation. And our big focus is the value chain, right? Because I think I see where, you know, somebody will start a farm, but the question is what happens to those goods after they're harvested. One of the things that we were finding in our research was that even for those areas that are able to produce and actually you know, get the products out of the ground, the question is, where does it go after that? Are we able to store it in a way that it can be sold past the harvesting point, or, you know, are we losing the product that hasn't been sold, or are the people that are harvesting the products have to sell it for a cheaper price and not really able to get back their inputs? And so some of the things that we've had to kind of deal with, or you know, suggestions that I'm hoping that we may be able to discuss today. Like I said, there's several barriers of entry depending on which country we're talking about. Again, we focused on some of the larger markets. You know, land disputes becomes an issue. You know, making sure that when we get ready to move on a piece of land, that we're actually able to do that without us starting the project and someone else coming back in a couple years and saying, actually, this isn't, you know, this is someone else's. And more established markets have been more difficult because there's a lot of, you know, political influences, and it's hard to figure out who to talk to get something done. And so I think that's hopefully one of the, you know, I'm excited about meeting a lot of the panelists today because, you know, I hope to be able to make those connections that, you know, it's not me going over to you know, a foreign country trying to do business as a foreigner, right? I think in any type of business, you need connections. You know, even in the US, referrals are a really big thing, right? When you're trying to get a job or a contract, a lot of times it is who you know. And I think this is a great forum to bring women together. I think men do a great job of partnering together. They're always patting each other on the backs and giving each other the, you know, back alleys and avenues. And I think as women, if we, you know, we could build those same kind of networks and, you know, piggyback off of the shoulders of what the women ahead of us have done. I think that, you know, we can begin to have that same kind of broad reaching influence that a lot of the men are having. Let's see. Also, I think that just the main thing that I kind of get in trying to get investors to join on or to buy into projects overseas is just the mistrust of what's happening, right? I think, you know, on the one hand, we have social media changing the perspective of Africa as a whole. I think we're having a lot of influencers that are using media in a great way to show the light that Africa has to shine. I think they're using that to show, speaking of the protests in Liberia, I actually follow a couple people in Liberia, so I saw that, right? I know that they were protesting and I thought, wow, I didn't even know this was happening. And immediately I thought, how can I help? And I think that social media has really done that and brought a lot of us that are in the diaspora closer to home and being aware of those issues. And I think this is a great forum for us to discuss, you know, what steps we can actually take forward, right? I know that for me, I kind of get caught up where the idea is there, but how to take action on the idea is the next question, right? I think I, you know, have had a chance to look into see where the gaps are, but just knowing how to execute it and where the right channels are and who the right people are to talk to. And so, you know, actually, you know, so I'm here to, you know, hopefully partner with, you know, with one or several of you ladies. I, you know, hope to, you know, introduce my network to this. Peter and I had talked about this, you know, a trip to West Africa next year, and I'm very excited about that. I will definitely be there, and I hope to bring some of the ladies that I know as well who are, you know, ready to invest, but just, you know, again, not sure where and wanting to have that, you know, level of comfort of, you know, where is my money really going? And, you know, is there a process in place? How can I check on my investments? You know, just the you know, the things that you would want to have to be familiar in order to put your money somewhere. I think there's a lot of buying power in the African American community in particular. And so I think, rather than spending our money on, material items, I think it makes sense to invest. And I think a lot of us are seeing that now in the midst of COVID, right? We're in a position where things are literally slipping through everyone's fingers, and people are saying, well, how do I make an impact? How can I leave a legacy? What can I do that if something happens to me today, that my kids and that my family are still going to be okay? And I think knowing that we're building up what a lot of us like to call home, right? Even if we're not from there or living there. And so, if we're interested in that, especially with the, what is it, year of return just passing and all of that, I think there's a really big interest, and I think now is the time to capitalize on the momentum of the interest in investing in diasporans going back and investing in Africa in different countries. And so I'm here today as much to learn as I am to talk. I'm very interested in what the rest of the ladies on the panel have to say. I do have questions. I don't know if I need to wait to the end. But
yeah, you can ask your question, because what you have, like we discussed, I said a lot of people look at Nigeria. Nigeria is a very huge market, but it's also a very troublesome market. It's also a very cumbersome market for everybody. But you find out you probably even make more money in the smaller countries where things are less cumbersome,
right?
Where you go through less bottlenecks and all that. And I guess that's why Tupee, for instance, is a good thing.
Come to Liberia.
I'm there. Let me book. If you said you're open, let me come in. Let me book the ticket.
That's what I'm saying. Like Liberia, Ghana, Sierra Leone. These are smaller countries with less stress in terms of doing business.
Yeah.
And of course, I believe it's all about what you put in and what you get out.
Yeah.
I think
I'll tell you that part of the reason that it's been difficult to look at smaller countries is, everything is the age of the internet, right? And so whatever you can't get online unless you know someone there, it's difficult. And so I'm excited about this opportunity, because in trying to, research, what is available, because at the end of the day, investors want to see numbers, right? They want to see what is there. And if, looking at a country like Nigeria, you can go online and there's stuff, whether it's, however, you can still pull it offline, and those are data and numbers you can show people. And so I'm excited to, meet people that are on the ground that I can, that we can go back to and say, well, this is who we're working with. I think one of the questions that I had, you had asked about areas of investment, but I'm kind of interested in what are the major barriers for foreign investors coming into, say, like a Liberian market. What are some of the things that, we should that we would be looking out for, or that we should account for in, asking people to invest? And then, yeah, I think that's my main question.
Well, it's a good thing. Tupee is an attorney. She is a chief, is a princess. She knows everybody in Liberia, so it's just so good. Before we go on, please, I want everybody on the panel, speakers, please, can you put your phone number and email in the chat room so that people can get across to each other after this conference? Please, you can just go ahead and put it on the chat room so that way people can have your email, your phone number, so that you can connect with each other after this virtual conference. So Tupee, please go ahead and.
Okay, first you need, am I on? Can you hear me? Okay. You need a good lawyer.
Yeah, that's true.
You have to be a legit company coming into Liberia, because we do our due diligence. But more to be on a serious note, on a more serious note, Liberia is open for business, and there are channels that is not as complex as other countries. Okay. You come in and you meet somebody like me, and we talk about what you want, and I'll take you to the right people. We'll take you to the investment. Liberians eat rice. We talk about agriculture. We eat rice 24/7. A Liberian man will have breakfast in the morning. He'll eat bread. He'll eat anything. Once he has not eaten rice, when you ask him, have you eaten? He'll tell you, no, I have not eaten. So rice is a commodity that is important. And if anybody wants to come here, we need equipment for rice development to produce rice. So that's one thing. And also, being a small country in a small market, what we try to do is to encourage investors. We'll do all we can to make them happy, give them the best courtesies to come back and do business, because we're not huge and there are not too many people who know about Liberia. So whenever somebody takes their time to come to Liberia, you always treat them with so much love and care that they always come back, and some of them even stay in Liberia. That's how hospitable we are. So, you know, we encourage people to come to Liberia and do business. Come and see for yourself. And,
all right.
But it's not difficult. It's not a difficult thing. You don't have those bottlenecks you have in huge countries. It's just a little country, and things are very smooth. I can say
okay,
that.
Tupee and Kryshun.
Yes.
That's why I said, okay, everybody have your phone number, your email on the chat room, so that you can contact later. Definitely will be a go-between the two of you, Kryshun, Tupee. We can see what we can do in Liberia, and good enough, Kryshun and a couple of her crew will be on the trip to Liberia next year. We're running out of time, and we still have a couple of people more who would like to speak. While we're in, while Kryshun was speaking, we got a Princess Folashade Oqunwusi. She's a princess of the Yoruba kingdom. She's a sister to the current Ooni of Ife. Ooni of Ife is like the spiritual leader of all Yoruba people across the world. Princess, you're welcome. Can you hear us? Hello, Princess. Hello. Okay,
can you hear me?
You hear us? Okay.
Yes.
You're welcome.
Good evening.
Good.
Thank you very much.
Good evening, Nigeria. Good morning, Las Vegas. Good evening, Liberia. So we also have a woman leader here in Las Vegas, in California, who joined us too. She's also one of the presenters, Laura Griffin. This is another powerful woman who does a lot in Ghana and here in the United States. Laura, can you say hello? We can't hear you. You're muted. Hello? I can hear you now.
Okay, hello.
Okay, you're welcome.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Hello.
You're welcome.
How's everyone? Is this my time, or do you just want me to say hello?
I'm just introducing you because you know, we have to do this on a first come, first serve basis. The next person on board.
Greetings, blessings to everyone.
All right, you're welcome.
Right. You're welcome.
The next person on board is Mercy Alexander, the executive producer, presenter, hardworking young woman who is going places. Mercy, can we have you? Can we have you, Mercy? Hello? We can't hear you. We can't hear you. You're muted. Can you unmute?
Are you hear me now?
Yeah,
hello?
We can hear you now. We can hear you now. So,
okay, good evening from Nigeria.
Good morning from Las Vegas.
Okay, good evening to my other friends in Liberia, US, Las Vegas, and A big good evening to my mommy, Princess Folashade. Thank you all for having me here. Like you said, my name is Mercy Alexander. I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a TV presenter, and a producer. Now, what I basically do when it comes to my NGO, I empower children. What we do is to go on the streets. It's just a short presentation. Go on the streets, discover children who have been abandoned by their parents, by their guidance, give them back basic education, give them scholarship, take care of them. From the very first day we pick them up to their university level and see how we can also establish them in our own little way. That is what Mercy Alexander Foundation does. And we also, feed the aged ones we have in my country. I have not had the opportunity to start doing it in other countries, but we have done several giveaways, several feeding to our aged ones, both the men, both the women. During the pandemic, because we're still, we haven't gotten over the pandemic yet, but at least when it was still so hot, there was a lockdown, we're able to feed about 500 people. No partnership. I did this all by myself from my own personal fund, And when it comes to the children, we have been able to, about, let's say, 100 to 150 children who are under our NGO, who are in school. Some of them are in private school and some are in government school. So far, so good. That is what the NGO have been able to do. And we're looking for support, not only in Nigeria, from all over the world to come to Nigeria to help out these children. However, they can help. We are here, we're legit. The things that we have done are something you can go on our website to see yourself, and you will know that, oh, those people have actually done well. So we are waiting, looking forward if we can get some of you out there who have investors or who have some certain group of people who are looking for such avenue to support. The Mercy Alexander Foundation is here to do that. And for what I do as a TV presenter, and I also have the online TV, it is called the Gallery TV. We also need you guys to come and partner with us because, for a media house, you need partnership to make it grow and also to reach out to people, pass out news, tell them what is happening in your own country and also what is happening in other countries around you. So that's just what I do and we do. So thank you all.
Yeah, thank you, Mercy Alexander. Thank you so much for your brief presentation. You can put in the chat room your TV channel online, your email, phone numbers, all your contacts, so that a lot of people can reach out to you. It's a good thing we have technology. A lot of people are online these days for a lot of materials. So this is a very, very good platform for you to also reach out to people. And hopefully, when we're coming to Nigeria next year, but that is after, because we're going to have the Women Conference in March here in Las Vegas.
Yes,
but we're going
I know.
but we're going to Africa in October. So the first thing is we're having the Women Conference physically by next year. Hopefully, the COVID thing will have gone and it will be bigger and better. We don't have much time left. I think we have just about 25 minutes left. And we still have a couple of speakers. Princess, is Princess Ogusi on?
Yes, she is.
Okay, Princess. We know you're a custodian of culture, and you're also a great a fashion designer, fashion brand. We want you to just talk a little bit about yourself and how you're using fashion to promote Yoruba culture across the world.
She's
Hello,
muted.
Princess. Hello. We can't hear you.
Okay. Hello. Can
Okay,
you hear me
good.
now?
Yeah, we
Can you
can
hear
hear
me
you now.
now?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Good evening,
Oh, it's
everyone
really
in
evening. You can
Nigeria.
see it's evening in Nigeria.
It's evening. It's
Okay.
almost very dark now.
No,
And good morning, Las Vegas.
yeah.
I don't know what time
Good
is it in
evening,
Liberia
Liberia.
now.
Good evening,
Good
Liberia.
evening in Liberia too.
Good afternoon,
Okay.
Dallas. Because
Dallas. Good
yeah, we
afternoon,
have
Dallas.
2 hour difference. Las Vegas and Dallas 2 hours difference. Las Vegas and Los Angeles same time. But Las Vegas and Dallas is 2 hours ahead of Las Vegas. All right, Princess. The princess has gone offline. She's gone offline. I think we have a little technical itch on that side. Can we uh can we quickly have Laura? Laura, are you ready for us? We can't hear you. You need to unmute.
Okay,
Okay, good.
I am ready. I am ready. I
All
just
right.
wanted to show everybody the beautiful Las Vegas.
Oh, where you are at?
This
That
is
is Las
Las
Vegas.
Vegas. We are in the beautiful Las Vegas, everybody.
Okay.
Okay. So, hello, everyone. Peace and blessings to everyone. I wanted to just show you the beautiful Las Vegas. Okay. I did tell Ike that I just wanted to say a little quick something about myself because I know we are pressed for time. My name is Laura Griffin, and I am a community visionary. And what I do is I've been working with young people since 1992 from my own endeavors. I have a nonprofit which is called Rafa Inc. And we provide mentoring services to young women in the urban communities. I started this endeavor from New Jersey, and I'm not gonna go into that whole piece, but I just wanted to say I've traveled abroad. I've been to Ghana twice. I love Ghana. I've been to Ghana to the Ashanti tribe, and I sat down with the king of the Ashanti tribe. I stayed at the Adwoa Hotel, as well as my present journey is going to Ghana, which is the tribe of the Gap tribe. My chief and my king is King Nehemiah. And we are embarking into a relationship where as though we'll be doing a lot of community building in a tribe in Ghana. Don't know the name of the tribe yet, but I'm supposed to go back in July of next year to be able to move into the next level of this journey. So we're creating some great things here in Las Vegas. I'm working with an amazing group that we're doing a culture center here. So when everyone in this panel, even all of our queens that are here, when you come to Las Vegas, you will have the most excellent service, as well as you'll come in, and just like any other place, there's different Chinatowns and there's different places that other cultures can go to. We will have an Africa City that you could be able to come to and be able to embrace your culture and be able to, all of us embrace each other. So our culture center main focus is about cooperative economics. I just wanted to give you a real quick definition of what cooperative economics is basically involving mutual assistance and working towards a common goal. And then, as I can see here, is that we all have a common goal, and that is to uplift our communities and build our children and be able to have an economic that can be able to feed our community as well as the next generation. So in the pieces that I'm working on, there's 5 pieces that we look at as we build this solitude economy. We have to look at food, we have to look at water, and we have to make sure that they are clean. All of our food and our water going into our communities, it has to be clean, because as you can see through this COVID thing, we are tired of the government, waiting for the government to give us something, waiting for the government to be able to shift money into our communities and for our children. We will no longer wait for them. Us as women, we have to build this economic structure for the next generation, as well as for every country, every community, every African, American, Black community across the country, Africa, every place. We all have to stand in solitude and be able to have one common goal, which is love. You know, we must have love, and we must be able to respect each other with love. But in doing and looking at our cooperative economics, we are lacking that. When I went to Ghana and I traveled abroad, I always seen how the culture of Ghana and the different countries, they always work together. They always barter. They always make sure that everybody eats. We are missing that here in this country. The Americans here do not even know how to share and love one another. So in creating this culture of cooperative economics, we are going to be able to have this a #1 standard of every culture, of every business. You must have cooperative economics. That is a must. So the 5 pieces, and I'm getting ready to wrap it up, that I'm looking into is, I said, food and must have clean food and clean water across the board. Health across the board must be taken care of in all of our communities. We must have proper education for our children. And then we share that education, because the way school is in Ghana is totally different the way it is in the US. The way the children work is totally different than the way the children work here. We must put culture in everything that we do, and then we must focus on our community and our elderly. These are things that we want to be able to improve in life skills, and life skills development, be able to teach entrepreneurship, because my entrepreneurship skills, they may not know that in Ghana, but if they have that experience with me, then we can teach each other's culture, and we can grow a stronger community. So I'm just asking, and I'm taking a charge to ask every woman here, is that we create something that's for us, okay? I'm looking at something of a nature of the Women Investment Network, okay? And that network can be the biggest network across the country, that we all come together in the solitude, but we have principles that we all stand by, okay? And that we all make sure that we bring money back into our communities. We take money to our different countries in the motherland, because we all have to eat, and we all have to be able to have a stronger world, and we must practice love. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Laura. That's it. You said that, like, Africa, America, we have a lot to learn from each other. Of course, Africa is built on community. There's a lot of individualism in America, but then Americans too are learning to know the power of community.
Right.
The Black person, the Black race is built on community. That is where we are so powerful. That's where we are more powerful than any other race. It's a very, very communal race.
Yeah.
And you can see that all we've been saying for the past almost 2 hours is all about community. Women coming together to build their different communities for growth, because the foundation of every community is the woman. Without a woman, you don't even have any community at all. Everything rests on you women, and that is why we're doing what we're doing. Basically, the princess is outflying, and I think we're gradually getting to the end of today's conference. But we want to assure you that the physical conference is coming up next year, and everything we've discussed here, it's not the end, it's just the beginning. And that's why we said share your email address, your phone numbers, so that these discussions can continue after here. Tomorrow, we're still coming on about the same time, but tomorrow is going to be like a virtual dinner. Right now, I have a business here in Las Vegas that I promote African food, Nigerian food, Caribbean food. We cater to parties and, of course, to a lot of lounges. You won't believe it that I sold food all through the night. I got here about 6 a.m. and I had to do this conference because you see, African food is very healthy. Our foods are organic. Africans, there's nothing like, anyway, in fact, until I came to the United States, I didn't know you could grow tomato without actually.
I'm starving over here. I didn't know that you did the African food. I would love.
Okay. Now, I didn't know that you could grow things like unorganically until I got to the US. You get it? But in Africa, everything is organic. And it's a good thing. A lot of them are imported into the US for us, for Africans and those who love African food, who love African herbal remedies and stuff like that to purchase. So for me, I'll probably be doing pounded yam and bitter leaf soup. Bitter leaf soup is very medicinal. You get it? It's bitter leaf itself, the water, like bitter leaf is so bitter that you need to wash it off. So the water, the green water, when you squeeze that is a very, very good remedy, especially for things like sugar. I think we have Princess back. Princess, are you ready to talk?
Yes, I'm ready. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
So, okay,
I'm so sorry. The internet went off. I'm really very sorry.
No problem.
I'm trying to connect. Took me a while before I could connect back.
Yeah. So let's have your brief presentation. You are the custodian of culture. Your brother is the Ooni of Ife. That is like the father of the Yoruba race. And you have Yorubas across the world. They're in Cuba, they're in Brazil, they're in the US. We even have Oyotunji village here in South Carolina or North Carolina.
Yes, I met with the king when I was in America.
Beautiful. So please just give us a little bit and what you're doing with fashion and culture.
Okay. What I do with fashion and culture, there is this adire. It's called adire. It's a local fabrics made from Abeokuta. Actually, it's from Abeokuta because we Yorubas, we love handmade and products made in Nigeria. This is a locally made fabrics from Abeokuta. So now, as a custodian, as I'm related to the Oni, I decided on my own, to give the Adire a facelift all over the world, by, investing in the fabrics, purchasing them, and making them into beautiful styles for women.
Okay.
That's what I do basically now, to tell the whole world that actually something good like that can come from Nigeria, because a lot of people, they don't like to, to patronize whatever is being, most especially Nigerians, they don't really like to patronize what is made here in Nigeria, you know. And as a Yoruba woman, I really want to do that, you know, to tell people that we have beautiful things that can be made from Nigeria as well, most especially from this Yoruba speaking country where I am from. So right now I have a lot of, you know, designs made from Adire, you know, which maybe probably if we get to meet in person with the other women in person, I would like to showcase them for them to see how beautiful they are. That's what I do basically now, you know, and to promote the Yoruba culture.
Yeah, actually, there's an upsurge in the demand for African fabrics, African design, here in the United States.
That is true.
Yeah, and then Las Vegas, for instance, we don't have too much of Adire. They are more into kente, the Ghanaian fabric. A lot of the women, a lot of that come in. So definitely, I know a lot of the women here will welcome Adire because Adire is unique on its own too, and it's so different from what a lot of them have seen. They've not really seen Adire. They don't know.
I would like to see it. I would like to see it, and if we see it and wear it, then we can promote it for you. But you have to send it to us so we can wear it. I could be a model for you as well.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. I will appreciate that.
Yeah.
I will appreciate that.
So
Thank you
please,
very much.
have your email. Laura, have your email so that you guys can
I know a lot of women in the Yoruba. I know a lot of women in the Yoruba faith here, so they will definitely embrace you and they will definitely support you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Princess, thank you. So we're rounding up. And like I was saying, bitter leaf soup is made from bitter leaf. Bitter leaf, the water alone, it's medicine. It's something you can drink to kill effects of sugar and so many other things. I take it a lot. In fact, a lot of men need it. You know, sugar affects men more than women. So we need it more, and we drink a lot of it. I drink a lot of it anyway. So, and I know a lot of men here drink it. And then,
so when is it going to be cooked? When is it going to be ready?
No, just cook it. You cook it. You cook it. Then you just come on with the prepared meal, and you tell us how you made it, the recipes, at the time it took you, and then we eat with you. So I'm just trying to tell you that I'll be preparing pounded yam and bitter leaf soup tomorrow, and I'm going to take you through the process, the recipes, and all that. So we hope every participant, every presenter, please prepare the favorite dish of your country or tribe. Let's have a good time tomorrow by same time, 10 a.m. Las Vegas time, which I believe is at 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. Nigerian time, 6 p.m. Liberian time. I think that will be 12 noon Dallas time. So I look forward to having you. Anybody who has a comment, please go ahead. Let's hear you. I think we still have about 9 to 10 minutes more before we finally end this conference. So do we have anybody who has something to say?
Can you hear me? Can everybody?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Our sister from Ndigbo, where is she still on?
Yeah, she's on. Adaozo, yeah.
Okay, sister. I wanted to find out because you were saying something about the work you do with youth and old people. Do you only do it in the eastern part of Nigeria, or do you do it in Yoruba land also?
No, the Umu Ada Ndigbo is actually a cultural organization to promote our rich Igbo heritage. And we want to go around all the Igbo speaking, which is southeastern part of Nigeria. So that's where we are.
Okay,
but it's not where our occupation is. It's wherever in this place of the world, an Igbo man, an Igbo woman leaves, Umu Ada Ndigbo want to have an occupation in that place. So it's all over the world.
Okay, I was concerned. Okay, I was only concerned because I have a soft spot for Nigeria when it comes to Nigeria. I am also DMA, as I told you, in Igbo land.
Yeah,
but I'm also in Enugu.
Ironically, Adaozo is from Enugu State.
I'm from
the
Enugu
state where you got your chieftaincy.
Okay, but then I also have my aunt, who's like my mother, who is a Yoruba chief Mrs. Oprah Benson. I have to take off my glasses. People say I'm getting to look like her, but I think she's beautiful.
That's the Yaoge of Lagos.
Yes.
That's the Yaoge of Lagos.
So I have an affection and a soft spot when it comes to Nigeria because I affiliate with both groups and I love Nigeria, and anything about Nigeria is good. I don't care what people say.
No, Nigeria is #1 in Africa. Forget story.
I know. Now we're going to prepare for you tomorrow.
Yes.
We're going to prepare for you a Liberian dish called potato grains. I have to get the name of it in Nigeria.
I got a
question.
question.
We're going to prepare okra. Okay, we're going to prepare okra, but our okra is different.
Okay.
Wow, that's what I
the
want.
way it's prepared. And
well,
also,
I'm going to make a okra dish. That's all I'm going to do is an okra with some nice steamed greens because I don't do no African
we'll
food.
mix some
beautiful.
We'll mix some jollof rice. But let me tell you something. If you check BBC, people have been fighting war talking about Nigerian jollof is good, Ghana jollof is good, but Liberian jollof is the best.
Beautiful. So Liberian jollof has entered the nation too now. Okay.
Yes, now.
If you
know the artist, do you know the artist called Akon? It's online. If you check BBC, Akon said he has been to Nigeria, he has been to Ghana, he has eaten Liberian jollof, and Liberian jollof is the best.
Okay, that's Akon.
So, check BBC.
That's Akon. Akon is just one person. So if we take the person,
but you know we have a saying in Liberia. If you don't say I am, who will say that you are? So,
we're not talking. So any other comment before we round up for the day?
Tupee Taylor, Onwuka-Smarty. My name is Queen Ejindo.
Okay.
I am in Kedoledo. I am here to support my founder, Honorable Adaozo Ndigbo Agude. I love what all the ladies on this line did, but I'm gonna be a little prejudiced. My founder, she has put us on the pedestal of this world. I love every one of you ladies. I love my American sister. I just want you all to join hands with her and emulate what she is doing in the world. Yes, she started off as a god. She didn't even tell you that she has her own personal NGO called Grace Mission. She has empowered so many of us, and I am so impacted for what she has done in this world. And I'm looking forward to meeting with all of you guys one day when she is out there speaking to the world, not just to the Igbo woman, where you all will come and hear that once you are anointed and God has put you up on the pedestal, you will carry everyone along. I love her. I love you all. But the first person I love is God, because I know as he has imparted into our brother Ike to bring women from all over the world, Omo Yoruba, Omo Liberia, Omo Hausa, whatever we are in this diaspora to impact the world. Let us go and have a financial freedom for the world, leave a legacy for our family and the next generation to come.
Amen. Thank you so much. Black women power.
Amen.
Black women power. Everybody say black women power.
Black women power.
Yeah, a round of applause for ourselves. So I look forward to having you all tomorrow by 10 a.m. Las Vegas time. That's 7 p.m. or 6 p.m. Nigerian time, 6 p.m. Liberian time. We're supposed to have Gafwane from Botswana, but she had some network problems. She could not hook up with us. We were also supposed to have Reginalia from Dallas. She got a last-minute call for something so urgent. But thank you all. I have had a great time this morning, and I hope you all had a great time. And we continue the conversation tomorrow. Thank you, beautiful women, great Black women. I celebrate you all, and I thank God for you all. I thank God for Black women. A round of applause for everybody.
Thank you, Peter.
Yeah, so let's have a great time tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Looking forward. Thank you.
All right.
All right.
Make all those delicious dishes tomorrow.
Yes. Somebody make a dish for me.
Yeah, I can't wait to see those beautiful dishes.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
Miss Beatty, please call me.
I will.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
All right. Good night. Oh, good night, Africans.
Yeah.
Americans, have a great day. Bye.
Bye.